Hello everyone, my name is Sherwin Price and I am the son of Leroy Alder and the nephew of Wilfred Alder. Sorry that I can't be there in person, but just wanted to say a few words on behalf of my uncle Wilfred. I've known him ever since I was a little boy. My dad used to bring me from St. George over to his house, and I would, spend a lot of time with him and my Aunt Pat. And, they were one of the first examples of a Christian couple. Of course, no one's perfect, but at that young age, they showed me what a Christian life was all about. And, his faithfulness, attending church every Sunday. He was always there ready to go to church, and he would always have his guitar and was always willing to play the guitar in the house and try to get me to play, but I was too busy and trying to go outside and play. But I definitely regret not taking the time to learn. But just wanted to say that my uncle was an inspiration to me. He was a good example of a godly man, and I know that he is with the Lord, and I know that one day I will be with the Lord and we will see each other again. So just want to say that, I love my uncle, and, and I know that he is in the arms of the Lord, and one day I will see him again. God bless you guys.
This is an appreciation for Brother Wilfred Alder at his Thanksgiving service, April 1st, 2021. In this journey of life, we will encounter some turbulent times. So often we lose confidence in ourselves and become doubtful and wonder where God is in all these experiences when we need Him most. In Mark chapter 4 verses 35 to 41, the story is told of Jesus and his disciples who encountered a turbulent storm at sea. Jesus fell asleep and was awakened by the disciples. They could not have imagined how Jesus could have slept in this disastrous weather. The disciples tried to awake Jesus to acquaint him with the situation, but he already knew what had happened to them. This story demonstrates that Jesus was with them physically, but yet they were afraid. It was human to be fearful and anxious. He awoke and told the wind and waves to cease, and the storm became peaceful. This story teaches us a few lessons. Firstly, that life is full of physical, spiritual, and emotional storms that we will encounter in this life's journey. Secondly, that even though Jesus was with them, they panicked, and we can sometimes panic too in similar situations. Thirdly, we may think that Jesus has forgotten us or that He does not hear our call for help, but we can be assured that He does hear our call and He answers in His own time. Fourthly, we may try to work out the situation ourselves instead of waiting on the Lord. The Bible story has reminded us that Jesus cares. when we are experiencing pain and distress in our lives. I want to let you know that He has not forgotten you and me in our many challenges that life can bring us. The loss of a loved one always brings us to ask questions. It would seem that Jesus is not acquainted with our sorrows and pain, but he is acquainted with all our sorrow. Death can surprise us, and our reaction can cause us to shed tears and have many a heartache. In the story, Jesus assured his disciples that we should trust God for all these occurrences in life. Jesus can deliver us even though the storms around us beat. I first met our dear brother Wilfred Athelbert some 57 years ago. You see, I grew up in this church as a baby. I was even dedicated by the late Brother West, one of the many pastors who have served at this church. So when I speak about our dear brother Alder, I know what I'm talking about. This is not something which I may have heard someone talk about. He would have experienced many storms in his life quite recently with his short illness, but his testimony was always the same. He thanked God for providing for him. He thanked God for his goodness and mercies at all times. He would have had his various challenges, but was encouraged as the psalmist David when he wrote Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shield upon thy right hand. Psalms 121, 1-2 and verse 5. When he fell down, he got back up and went on his way rejoicing and giving thanks. He became unemployed after the transformation of the transport bus service many years ago. He was determined to become gainfully employed again, and he was employed again at the Revd Resort and Marriott hotels. He relied on God for assurance, and he stayed peaceable and humble. Jesus was his great consolation. He played his guitar all across the island of Barbados at many churches, from St. Lucie to St. Philip. Brother Alder was a musical maestro and would even play on different types of guitars. We have come today to give thanks for the life of Brother Alder. We give thanks to God for his longevity and the precious memories and legacy that he has left for his family, friends, and brethren at his church, and the many churches he would have visited over the years. He was a faithful member of this church, having served as their leader, local preacher on the district, Sunday school teacher, and men's fellowship member. He participated in Bible study sessions, prayer meetings, evangelistic service. Wherever there were 2 or 3 gathering, Brother Alder would be present at these services. He was a responsible person and was delighted in working for the Lord doing ministry in the community. He participated in the open-air activities of the church and remained a determined servant to the end. Brother Alder has gone to his eternal rest, but will not be forgotten by our church family at Brigham Church. Let us thank God for giving to us our dear brother Wilfred Alder. He has left us to go to his faithful reward, and as Paul says in his letter to Timothy, found in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 7 and 8. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them that love his appearing. Brother Alder fought the good fight, kept the faith, and a crown of righteousness have been given to him. Let us all persevere and be faithful to God's word, and we too will receive that crown of righteousness. On behalf of my family and I want to extend my condolences to his wife, children, relatives, and church family. I thank you, and may God continue to bless you all. This was written by Anita Naomi Silly. Thank you very much.
I am Presiding Elder Reverend Carlene Sobers. On the behalf of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, Barbados District, we would like to offer our sincere condolences to the wife, children, and extended family of our dearly departed brother, Wilfred Athelbert. It is with deep, profound sadness today that we bid farewell to one who meant so much to us. He was a friend, a mentor, and a member of our church family. Brother Alder was affiliated with the AME Church for many years. He would often be found playing at our harvest programs and other events. Whenever there was a need, he would always try to make himself available to assist in whatever way he could. He eventually offered his service to assist at Sealy Memorial as one of the musicians, in which he served well even until the time of his illness. Brother Alder even then would be found sharing testimonies of God's goodness and rejoicing as we believed together for his healing. He was more than just a talented musician who not only used his gifts and talent for music in one particular area of ministry or religious body, but he taught that his talent should be shared wherever there was a need for music so that God's name would be further glorified. He had a deep love for God and God's people, and he was deeply invested in seeing souls won and lives transformed for the Lord. Today we know that many churches and lives were touched by the love, the dedication, and the unfailing sacrifice which he gave. He will greatly be missed, but his memory will always be cherished in our hearts. May he rest in peace and rise in glory.